Hey guys, Rhine1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys, and this is Double Vision, and this of course is created by the awesome Residentvania or Rez, and Residentvania or Rez, we've become friends, awesome best friends over the last years, and you know, we were texting one night and he came up with the idea of doing one more episode for Double Vision and ending the series with this, and I thought this was an awesome idea, and so I want to first thank Residentvania or Rez for letting me be a part of the last episode. He is my best friend, my awesome bro, awesome friend, and we've just become really good friends over the last couple years, and we met on YouTube and we've been talking ever since, and so it's always a pleasure to talk to him because, like I said, he's a best friend and an awesome friend to me. And so to do the last Double Vision with him is awesome because we did the first one together, which was on the 1980 slasher film Prom Night, and I've been on this series. This is my fourth time being on this series, and the great thing about this series is that there was a lot of YouTubers that, you know, aren't on today and are still on today that were a part of this series, and so many familiar faces and so many faces that you miss on YouTube. And so I hope you guys enjoy the video, and thank you again, Residentvania or Rez, for letting me be a part of the last Double Vision. And we are going to be talking about two modern, fresh horror films, and they're slasher films, and I'm going to be talking about the first film, and Rez or Residentvania is going to be talking about the second film, and we're talking about the Adam Green Hatchet films. Now, I'm talking about the 2007 film. This was Adam Green's first well-known horror film, and this is how I became a fan of Adam Green. I'm a huge fan of his work. I have all his movies he's been a part of, except for his independent stuff before Hatchet. I've seen basically everything that he's done, and you know, I love his work. I absolutely love it. I think he's one of the best modern horror movie directors today. He has a passion for horror films. He's a horror movie fan himself, and so I think that truly shows in films like Hatchet and Hatchet 2 and Frozen and so many others. And he, you know, he does horror films, but he always changes, you know, the type of horror film he wants to do. He does the slasher film, he does a thriller with Frozen. He does so many unique horror films, and I love that about a director, where they can expand their work and do slasher films, thrillers, different other type of horror films. So, you know, Adam Green rocks, and you know, I just love his films and I love his work, and I'm a huge fan. And Hatchet is basically about a group of tourists, and I probably said that wrong because I can't speak tonight, that are, you know, celebrating Mardi Gras, and you know, they go on a swamp tour. And there's a legend of this creature, a guy named Victor Crowley, who haunts the woods or haunts the swamps. And their boat basically sinks. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but they get trapped out in the swamps. And they start hearing Victor Crowley, and then Victor Crowley pops up, and people start getting killed off, and it's just, you know, a fun slasher film. And it reminds me of the slasher films that came out in the 80s. It's an old school horror film in my opinion. When I watch this movie, I always think of those because, one, you have Victor Crowley, played by Kane Hodder, who's one of the best, no, the best Jason in the Friday the 13th series. And so for Adam Green to get him for his first big movie is pretty awesome. That is so cool. And I met Kane about twice, and he's an awesome guy. And so he's known for Jason, and he's known for Victor Crowley now. So that's really cool that a guy is known for two horror movie killers. So really neat. And I think Victor Crowley is going to be like an icon of horror, you know, from years and years to come. And, you know, it's just a really fun slasher film, a lot of gore, and the first thing I noticed with this was the practical gore effects. I love the practical gore effects in this movie, and I think it has some of the best kills in a modern horror film. It's a fresh take on a slasher film because, you know, today we've had a lot of remakes come out in the past decade, and so to get this in 2007 was a breath of fresh air. And I just love this movie. So Hatchet is going to be what I'm talking about. I hope you enjoy hearing what Residentvania has to say about Hatchet 2. And I'm going to go. Sorry if I couldn't speak in this review. It's late at night a little bit here, and I'm a bit tired because I've had school this week. But I definitely am really, really thankful for Residentvania or Res to let me be a part of the last episode of Double Vision. And if you haven't checked out Hatchet yet, please do so. It's awesome. And if you're tired of remakes, which I'm 50-50 with remakes, I'll watch a remake because I watch the movie for the movie. But it is an awesome breath of fresh air to basically get a modern horror film that's not a remake. And if you haven't checked out Hatchet, I don't know what you're doing right now. After you're done watching this review, go out and check out Hatchet 1 and 2. But that's my review on Hatchet for the last episode of Double Vision, and I will talk to you guys later. So go eat some Skittles.
What's up, guys? Back again for the final episode of Double Vision. Me and Justin, or Rhine1988, we did was a total. This will be our 4th review together for Double Vision. We have a series going on the Diary of the Dark right now, a website called House of Horrors that we've been doing. It's awesome. We do like 6 episodes per season. But we wanted to do one last Double Vision, and I said to him, I said, why don't you air it on YouTube, on your channel, and then we'll air it on Diary of the Dark as well. So this is going to be aired both places, and I'm going to say to everybody on YouTube, I hope you enjoy the review. Keep rocking and doing your thing, you know, and keep it horror, you know what I mean? So the movie we picked to do, though, is Hatchet and Hatchet 2. You already saw his review on Hatchet. Now I'm going to do mine on Hatchet 2. This pretty much picks up, you know, right where the first one left off, with Mary Beth in the boat with Victor Crowley trying to get away from him. She does get away from him and ends up going back home. And you get greeted with a really cool intro, a song called Just One Fix from Ministry. Really cool song. I love it. When it kicks in, it's just badass, you know. And then right after the credits roll, you see Adam Green sitting there barfing all over the place, and you're just like, wow. You know, it's like he was seriously drunk and was puking everywhere. I love how he put himself in a little cameo in the film, you know. I just think that's awesome. And it just, you know, from there, it goes to where, you know, Mary Beth goes to Reverend Zombie, talks to him about, you know, Victor Crowley, and learns all this stuff about him, and asks him to take her back there. And at first he's kind of like not wanting to. He eventually agrees to it and hires a group of gunmen, or hired gunmen, or whatever you want to call them, a bunch of people to go up there to try to find Victor Crowley and kill him. And it's just, you know, once that happens, it's pretty much the whole boat thing again, where they all go out in the boat to the swamp. And then you got this one scene, it kills me every time I see it. It's right on the boat in the beginning. There's this guy, he's sitting there chilling, and he's like, chicken and biscuits and gravy, gravy and biscuits and chicken and gravy, biscuits and chicken and gravy. I love my biscuits and chickens and gravy. Some shit like that. It's freaking hilarious. But there's some great, seriously great death scenes in here. The gore is amazing in this. Adam Green kicked it up notches unknown on this shit, man. I'm talking like a dude getting his head, you know, Victor Crowley grabbing this guy, sticking his head underneath the water near a motorboat, you know, with the motor running, and sawing off his face and pulling him up, and you see half his face all gone. And then there's these 2 dudes that are in the swamp, you know, and they're just chilling, and they hear a noise, and they're like, come out of there, you know. come the fuck out or you're gonna get your head shot off, you know. And then all of a sudden, Victor Crowley shows up with this long-ass chainsaw and fucking saws right in between her legs all the way up through her head. And splitting them, like, completely in half like this, you know. I was like, damn. Like, the deaths and the gore in this, just, whew, amazing. Amazing stuff. And what I like about Adam Green is when he does a film, he always cuts a lot of behind-the-scenes footage, you know, and includes it on the DVD or Blu-ray for you to see. I think that's just awesome, and he just has a certain way about him that you can't help but not like the guy. He's his rules, you know. He's just an awesome guy, you know. And I love how he always throws his musical taste into his films as well. Like you see Danielle Harris wearing a Twisted Sister come out and play T-shirt, you know. And on his interviews, you'll see like he'll have like Marilyn Manson or Kiss or Ozzy and stuff like that, like tacked up on the back of the wall, you know, and in the background in his office or wherever he's at, you know, while he's talking. You know, he's just a big metal fan and big rock head, and you can tell, you know, he's into his tunes as well in his horror flicks, and that's just awesome because those are two things that blend together greatly. And I just think he's an awesome guy and does some awesome films. You know, Frozen, both Hatchet films. You know, the little story he did on Chillerama was awesome. You know, he's just badass, and I love how he just, like I said, how he does all this behind the scenes footage, and you learn a lot when you watch the behind the scenes footage. Like there's a scene in the beginning of the movie, in the beginning of this one, where Danielle Harris plays Mary Beth in the shower. And behind the scenes footage, you find out that they were like, what are you wearing, clothes? Because they couldn't see her through the shower door, you know, or the shower curtain. They were like, what are you wearing, clothes? And they found out it was her tattoo, because she's got like a tattoo on her leg, you know, a really big tattoo right there. That was pretty cool, you know, just little cool little tad bits and things that you learn when you watch the special features. I know when I watch a DVD and there's special features on there, I always like to watch that and find out stuff about the movie, you know, about the actors and actresses and, you know, the directors and all that, you know. So, it's just awesome. But this is a very awesome movie, guys, with a kick-ass ending. I can't tell you what, because if those of you haven't seen it, and if you haven't seen it, man, you need to get to it. Because this is some good, grade A horror goodness right here. And the ending of it is just amazing. You know, Danielle Harris shows her acting skills big time. And it's awesome because you got Tony Todd all the way through it, Danielle Harris all the way through. You know, it just rocks. It's just an awesome flick. And I just love it. So that's been my review, guys, on Hatchet 2. I hope you enjoyed the last episode of Double Vision. And who knows, you know, I might do some special double visions in later in the future. Maybe not tied to this first wave I did, you know, on YouTube and stuff, and ending it with this one. I might do something different, you know, with maybe Vision in the title or something. Do something like a side project off of this, you know. I was thinking about that, you know. You know, some of my closest friends on Diary of the Dark or something, because there's some people on Diary of the Dark that I've been friends with for a while now, and I would love to do some reviews with them, you know. So, but I wanted to do this review as just a final resting for Double Vision, and what better way to end it than with me and Justin. You know, we did the first episode, which we did on prom night, Jamie Lee Curtis prom night, the first one, you know, the original. We did our first review on that, and what better way to end it than with the two of us doing Hatchet 1 and 2. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and keep on rocking, and see you later.